Greetings, salutations yet again, Earthlings. It is June 22nd, 2025. And that'll either work or it won't. So, I am trying to figure things out. Like I said, I am no Ron Howard. Oh no. Oh no. Greetings, salutations yet again, Earthlings. June 22nd. 2025, and it is a beautiful day to have a beautiful day, so I'm trying to figure this out. Will this work? I don't know. Am I hopeful? I'm always hopeful. I am. It's just, faith is just, that's just part of the pixie ducks thing that just is part of my DNA. I just hope. Faith, fairy dust. It is the air that I breathe. Alright, so I've been flowing in some interesting energies about this time of year and stuff going on in the sky and stuff, and things going into the age of the Aquarius. And the interesting part about why it is that Aquarius, there's something about the reasoning behind it goes from Capricorn into Aquarius, and then Aquarius into Pisces, and then Pisces into Aries. There's something about the Aquarian, and yet, okay, the correlation. Here's the thread of thought. Okay. Aquarians and Pisces are the only two that are supposedly being ruled by two planets. So they are twins in the fact that they both have two ruling planets. Pisces is, why am I wanting to say? I want to say Saturn and Neptune, and then Aquarius is Uranus and Jupiter. Maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, I'm not hydrated enough for these brain thinkings. Anyway, I wrote it all down. Anyway, I was just not supposed to concentrate on all that. It was just something about the correlation of them. And yet, Aquarians are not, although they look like a person standing there, it's actually an angel of the ethers, and they are mixing the waters of life, the angels of the ethers. So, and that's one of the things that was forgotten on the elemental chart when that was chemistry and stuff. When we learned the elemental charts, that it was originally written with ethers on there, but they left those out for whatever reason. Okay, and there's a correlation between the fact that those two have twins. Yeah, twin planets that rule them. Okay, so they got different switches that they can switch back and forth. They can determine what energies, what planet they're choosing to work during whatever time stuff is going on. And there's a correlation between the fact that Aquarians are represented as angels, and that they have that water of life. They're represented as water bearers, but they're not a water sign. And the fact that it leads to Pisces, which are twin fish, and the fact that twin fish, spiritual, swimming in the spirit, the ocean of emotion, and also of the physical. Water of life, the body, water, the body's made up of the water. Our body is mostly water, is what they say. And the opposite spectrum of Pisces is Virgo, who is the only representative in the astrological chart as a human. So on the one spectrum, because you're supposed to, in order to get balanced in this life, you're supposed to be able to balance the opposite spectrum of your chart's egoic natures and emulate their good qualities, as well as your own, to be able to truly heal the generational curses and things like that. You're supposed to be able to go through every aspect of the chart, and anybody in your family, heal any of that. There's something about those energies, being able to switch between the energies is what helps. What wolves are you feeding? Something about also the way that we look at things, what lenses we're looking through. Like a 3D movie, when you go to the theater and you have those special glasses, one side's blue and one side's red, and it's supposed to be able to help it really make it jump off the screen. So, but it's like an energetic energy lens that we're looking through, and it has something to do with why I kept talking about the way the water would reflect up off the light and stuff. It's what filters are we hearing it through? Are we seeing it through? Are we feeling it through? Are we processing it through? But it's something about the mists of Avalon, being able to tell when that we need to go by the physical body's heart, and then we need to be going by our spirit higher self. So, and when I tune into this body, well, it's all this one and the same, because this is a tuning fork. And that was another thing about the fact that Pisces is supposed to be considered the ruler of the feet. So what is the Virgo the ruler of? Is it the head? Because they're the only human represented in the astrological chart. These are the things that my mind percolates on, y'all. Fascinating stuff. Solutions for my car. My Tyler, would you appreciate your car? And other things. Anyway. Beautiful threads of thought. So, what wolves are we feeding? What are you over there digging, buddy? Dear Lord, I don't even want to think about the Six of Swords. Six of Swords card got me in trouble on the internet because I had a very clear vision of Six of Sword boat saying between a husband and his Viking wife, that they were going on world adventures long before colonization, and she was right by his side, exploring all these new worlds together. Battling when necessary, she had his back. Woo! You talk about vicious, and she would get with the other women warriors wherever they went, and she would learn all the cool things that the women didn't necessarily share with the men, because hello, sometimes the warrior thing was a battle amongst, because they operate in different energies, modalities. So and they would get to wrestling, and she would pull on new tricks. And anyway, they kept each other's interests very well. I'm just saying. Woo, anyway, yeah, that's Six of Swords. Yeah, tell somebody about that beautiful vision of that. Because I've been envisioning some of these cards as like a King Arthur and Guinevere and Merlin have one representative, and then one of Lancelot. Because, I mean, and incorporate the tarot cards telling the different things. Because Merlin, of course, is going to be, well, I can't say, it's going to be more of an energetic, he's going to be of the ether magic. He's going to be of the magic modality. And King Arthur's, of course, of the pinnacle of the people, of the touchable, tangible. Guinevere, of course, represents the maternal mother. And King Arthur, the father, emperor. And Lancelot, of course, represents the wands. Because, I mean, passion. You have to have a passion to be able to represent your king. And a love for life, to want to protect it in that. But it also leads you into some foolish things, because physical, egoic, fire, passions type of things. Anyway, percolating on those things, there's always ideas, But anyway, yeah, that's Six of Swords for that particular. Yeah. Because King Arthur's story and Guinevere's story wasn't just about, I mean, they explored and they encountered other kingdoms together as they ruled their people. That's part of, you have to go and parlay, you have to go and make pilgrimages. And those stories about them need to be told of what they did. And I think that I could do that beautifully. Alright, note to self, get back to drawing. I used to draw faces and stuff when I was a dispatcher. Third shift, I mean, there were certain hours, it's like I had to stay sharp, and they didn't want us playing on the internet. They didn't want us reading, because some people would get to read and then all of a sudden they drift off. Okay, so I brought in my crochet. I'd sit there and I'd crochet. Well, then they didn't, that offended somebody. They didn't like that. That got bitched about. So I finally got to the point, well, everything I did got complained about, so I would start drawing pictures. And I got good enough that the girls wanted me to draw their loved ones' pictures, and I would. And I gave it to them as gifts, so that wasn't so bad, and I got to be able to draw at least. So yeah, because other people didn't worry about staying sharp. I did, because every alarm could have been an absolute. That could have you. I wanted to treat everyone like it was an absolute emergency, because that could have been the difference between somebody's life, their home, their family, everything they worked for. Of course. Anyway, and it bothered me very much that there was other people that did not have the same kind of work ethics that I did. Because it's like, well, they got enough people here, they can handle it. You're being paid as much as I am. Anyway, whatever. That's on them. I don't answer for that. And that's always the way I've seen it. I don't answer for them. I answer for me. And I know Father's always with me and always watching, because hello, just like I've always known that my ancestors are always watching, because hello, I've seen them watching me. I've felt them watching me. I felt them intervening on my part. I have witnessed miracles after miracles after miracles. And I have known all along that I was supposed to be walking, because I've been seeing things other people ain't been seeing all my life. Since a little kid. Seeing things that grown adults are ignoring. Right in front of us. It's like, you kidding me? You didn't see that? Ew. No, I don't want to go with. I'm glad you think they're a nice person, but no, I don't. No, I don't want to go with them, and I'm not going to. I don't want nothing to do with them. You cannot force me. Fuck you. And I would throw the god awful of shit bits. You dang right. Push me far enough, Barbara Marsh and me will come out. That's kind of crazy trigger y'all don't need to pull. Woo! But you gotta think that my mom was facing, man, she had 6 months old, she had gone through the windshield of a car, a troop transport pulled out in front of her on the backside of the base, and he was where he shouldn't have been. So what they were doing there, I don't know. But he looked right at her, and about the time she said, "Don't do it," he pulled right out. Anyway, she went right through the windshield, the head went through, and her guts went into the steering wheel. And later she developed cancer of the uterus because of that, and they had to go in and take all that out. She was only like 34 years old. My mom was a young mom. Mom and Dad both. Dad was like, I think he was like 17 when he went to the Marine Corps, before the draft and stuff. Yeah, he had something in him told him to move early, so he got in before any drafts or anything. He volunteered for it. Anyway, and him and Mom got together when she was like 16, when they had Chris. And then I think 18 when she had Scott. And then like 24 when she had me. And she's 24 when she had me. And that made Dad 25. Oh, Daddy was 25 when he had me. Dang. The synchronicities between me and my dad and the way that we communicated was on a different level than I did with Mom and everybody else. It was different. It was an energetic thing. And it's like, that's what I didn't really have rules like everybody else did. They just trusted me not to be stupid. I mean, seriously. They knew at like 3 or 4, want something to eat. Fuck it, I know where to get shit. No, I don't want to wake them up. They're crabby. No, I'll go get it. Let them do their thing. They've been fighting all night. I can handle myself. I'm gonna eat something, then I'm gonna go outside and play and stay out the way, because if I'm in the house making noise, well, that'll get me in trouble. So I would go and play outside. Anyway. And I'm just saying that's how most Gen X's were. We were smart enough to know what the fuck was going on. No, we didn't need warning labels not to do dumb shit. We fucked around and found out. Fuck no, you don't put your hand on that stove, dumbass. Are you kidding? I don't care if you triple dog dare me, dumbass. Stupid. And that was one thing that my dad recognized about me too. He knew when other kids were making stupid choices. No, I ain't gonna be doing that stupid shit. No time for that. I'm trying to have fun. I ain't about fighting. I ain't about doing no... Anyway. So I made good choices about the people that I hung out with. And I wasn't one of those that wanted to be in trouble. I didn't participate in drama. I had enough drama at home between them. Seriously, I love my mom, but she brought all the drama. And what she didn't bring, Scott did. Leo. Attention. He needed all the attention. He got all the attention too. My oldest brother's Taurus. So he just had his own things to do, his own interests. As long as we were fed good and we had our own interests and didn't interfere with each other too much, we were all good to go. Woohoo! What you doing, little buddy? What? Anyway. I didn't realize Dad was 25 when he had me. Cool beans. Anyway. Interesting threads. I'm hearing thunder rumbles. I don't know if I'm imagining things or not, but guess I need to get back. Anywho, interesting threads of